Hey guys, Chef Nurse here. Please subscribe and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Today we have THIOU boulette, a rich Senegalese tomato stew that is with fish meatballs. You can put any vegetable that you like, any variety is fine. So now will be my knockas. Basically what I have is onion, green onion, leek, ginger, and garlic. This is the fish that I have. I blended it up and then I'm going to blend my green family. So when I say green family, it really means any vegetable herb that is green. So for now, we're just going to add the green onions in the food processor, also some fresh parsley. Then we have some garlic. And I'm also going to add a little bit of onion in there to help it mix a little bit better, and some bay leaf. And what I'm going to do is after this is blended into like a pesto type texture, I'm going to save half of it and then the other half I'll be using for our fish meatballs. I only had whiting this day. This is not a fish of choice for me or for this dish, but since that's what I had on hand, that's what I use. But preferably, I like to use either salmon or catfish or any other fish that is higher quality. So this is the pesto-like texture of the green family that we mixed. I'm going to scoop out a little bit of it and save it to the side. Now, I have it there in my little bowl and I'm going to add the fish inside of the food processor along with tomato paste and any other spice that I want to add right now. That way I can get my meatballs rolling. So tomato paste acts as a binder. Also what I'm going to do is add some bintakani, because when you're making the fish meatballs, you should really put habanero or some sort of a spicy pepper in there to give it a little kick. But since I didn't have that day, I used the bintakani and it's a great substitute. So also we'll be using flour later as a binder, but I prefer breadcrumbs. Anyway, so this is after it's mixed. I put it in my bowl. I put some garlic powder. Now I'm putting some black pepper and I also have some paprika. You keep mixing and tasting as you go along. I'm also going to add some Creole seasoning. This is a good, and it tastes good on everything. So you taste as you go until you get your desired taste for the meatball. Then you could add flour. Sometimes I add breadcrumbs. If you're going to add breadcrumbs, make sure it's the one that doesn't have any seasoning in it, because it will throw it off. Now that I have my desired taste, I'm going to add some flour in it to bind it and make it easier for it to fry and not break apart. This is crucial, but I prefer breadcrumbs, to be honest. So now let's get rolling. I added a little bit of oil. That way I can get these meatballs to roll nicely in my hand. And I'm just going to put it in another platter. I'm just going to keep doing this until all is done. Then next I'm going to fry it. So instead of using like a big pot to fry it, I use a small one. That way I can kind of limit the amount of oil. And then I can transfer it onto the bigger pot. You'll see what I'm saying later. Now that we're all rolled up and sitting and chilling, what we're going to do next is start frying. It's frying there, and this is the end result. I'm going to use that same oil, put it to my big pot. Then I'm going to start frying my little rosi. This is called rosi. I have onions, I have the bintakani, I have yit, and I also have green onion. I'm going to keep frying this until it's caramelized. Then I also have some tomato paste mixed with water. I'm going to add that in the pot and I'm going to keep mixing it. Then I'm going to add the pesto that is left from when I was making the meatballs. And then after that, I'll add my vegetables and so forth. You'll see. This is going to be the knockas. So blend it up. And then I'm also going to add it to the pot to fry it with the tomatoes. So next I'll be adding my vegetables. I have some carrots that are cut up, some cabbage, and also my eggplant. You can add any vegetable that you want. Now the new look, meaning the water stock, I just added some water onto the knockers that I made, and I'm just going to add it in there. I added the vegetables first to kind of eye it out. Don't want to put too much water, so maybe about 2 cups of water from the food processor will do just fine. Then I'm also going to add here some crushed tomato. This is just plum tomato, and I'll be adding a piece of geje, which is fermented fish. Then I'm going to add my bay leaf, and you just season to taste really. So after about 30 minutes of letting the vegetables cook, next I'll be adding our fish meatballs. You really need to give it time to cook. So with THIOU, which is just another word for stew, you can add pretty much any vegetable that you like. So here now I'm just, correcting the seasoning. I added also a little bit of vinegar, and I'm adding some garlic plus, which is from Canada, and just seasoning to taste. And then the meatballs go right in. After this, I just kind of added a little bit of shrimp, which is totally optional because all the vegetables and everything is cooked now. So this is just frozen shrimp. Then I cook it down for 10 minutes more, and ta-da! Look at that. Our stew is ready. It's nice, rich, and hearty, and full of vegetables. They're so nutritious. This will be served over white rice. I'm just cooking broken jasmine rice today, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to plate it. Traditionally, when we eat back home in Senegal, what we do is we have one big plate and the whole family eats from the big plate. And it kind of just puts the family together. So there goes the white rice, the broken white rice that I made, and I'm going to be plating it soon. And then there we go. Our THIOU boulette is ready, meaning our stew meatballs or fish meatballs. There you have it, guys. THIOU boulette on deck. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Snapchat. Also, please join our cooking group on Facebook. It's called What's Cooking with Chefnurse.